Hey everybody, it's Benji, better known as Moiciara, and today we're going to do a review on one of my favorite newer shows. I didn't want to do reviews on my channel at first, only because I felt like so many people do them. So many people do reviews, and y'all know it, the internet is filtered with so much stuff, so I just didn't want to kind of do that. But I'm not going to do reviews on everything I watch, just specifically like the relationship shows, because it's kind of like a, you know, relationship vlog type channel where I kind of pretty much tell story time, stuff like that, more relationship based stuff than not. So that's why I kind of want to keep the grounds mainly on that. So there's this show on called Put a Ring on It, and they're going into their second season. We're like on the 3rd episode so far. So for the most part, it's been entertaining, very entertaining, and I have some very strong opinions about the show. So first, okay, I seen a lot of flack online prior to this season, and they were giving it to Dr. Nicole. And they were saying, oh, how can she get relationship advice? She's not married. She's not in a relationship, da 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 da. But you have to understand this. You don't have to be in a relationship to give great, solid advice. I'm serious, like you really don't. Because if you've been through the ups and downs and the roller coasters of them, then you know that you don't have to be one of those candidates. I mean, obviously it'll make it look better, but just because you're in a relationship doesn't necessarily mean that and you're a relationship coach or advisor or whatever, doesn't necessarily mean that you have this perfect, I hate the word perfect, by the way, perfect relationship. Nobody does. So I feel like I don't care about any of that. I feel like a lot of people was kind of giving her a lot of grief when the show first came on last season, because they like, oh, she's not married and she's not, you know, talking about all these oh my God, my man loved me so much and all other stuff, you know, like she wasn't doing any of that. So I just kind of felt like people were kind of like coming at her, which they shouldn't have. Anyway, lay it out in the go. Anyway, so let's get on into these couples. So first up, we have Alexia and Darian or whatever, and he smoked from Field Mob. Some of you guys, y'all might know who Field Mob is. I'm sure it's an Atlanta-based show, so I'm sure a lot of people probably know who he is and him being a music artist and stuff like that. So they've been together 15 years. They've been together 15 years, y'all, and off and on, of course. And I feel like that's a long time to be trying to figure out whether the person you're with is ready to put a ring on it. And I say this because, I mean, I've had my own fair share of being in and out of, in and out, in and out, in and out of a relationship. So I know how tiring that can be, because when you feel like you found the person you want to be with, you don't want to feel like you're settling, wasting time, or not evolving as a couple, and it could get extremely tiring and difficult. 15 years, I don't know how they've crept up on that time. I'm not sure. You know, when you love hard, is when you feel like you've met the one and you feel like that person can offer you something that you can't find somewhere else, you're gonna keep trying to make it work. And a lot of us do it. A lot of us do it. And a lot of us do it. But 15 years, that's too long. Look at my little cat. Y'all know I have a cat. He always has to make his appearance. Y'all, he ain't yelling. He's not yelling in my video, y'all. Ah. Okay. Anyway. So, yeah. They've been together 15 years, as I said. And They didn't really, I don't know, maybe I missed it in one of the episodes, but I don't really recall them saying, like, you know, did they have any kids together or anything like that. I'm not 100% sure, so I don't technically know. But they're at this point where they're hitting the crossroad, they're trying to figure things out. So let's speak on it. So we have yes, Tesla. No. Okay. So we have Darian, so he feel like, the fire isn't there as strong as it used to be when it comes to how Alexia treats him and stuff like that. And, she probably feel the same way. I don't really think she said it. No, I think, she said she wish she would, listen more. Standard relationship stuff. A lot of men seem to fail at this. A lot of women don't want a lot out of a man. Like, of course, you want to provide and do things and be able to just surprise you and do sweet things. But nonetheless, if you can do those, the main characteristics is listening, understanding, validating the relationship, the values, it'll go a long way. So, of course, this season's a little different. So, Dr. Nicole said there's no restrictions. I was like, girl, how you gonna say there's no restrictions to these folks that's in relationships? They ain't just oops upside the head and fell into a relationship, girl. I'm like, how we gonna do that? But anyway, so so they went on there. Alexia and Darren, they went on. No, he went on his date first. Let's talk about that. So he went on his date with this young lady. I think her name is Kaya, something like that. Whatever. He went on his date with her. It's a lot of things, y'all. It's a lot of things. And I say it's a lot of things only because the fact is, like, sometimes, I don't know if they mentioned anything about infidelity, but 15 years, who's to say what's occurred, what's happened. But anyway, I could just tell, like, how it is, like a shiny new toy. Like, he was excited, he was eager, like, he was just ready, to have this experience with this young lady. And her, she's doing her thing because clearly, she's single. She's just, trying to see what's out there, what could possibly happen, because they are on a relationship / dating show and thing. And at the end of the results, like, it can easily turn around and the couples could not be together, and the person that they started liking or dating could be possibly the new person that's going to be in a relationship. So, he was all smiles and, ear to ear, looking like the Kool-Aid man, about her coming in and, being, this fresh air, we'll say, to the atmosphere, whatever. I don't know. Okay, so we on the 3rd episode now. I'm sure if you guys have seen this, then you probably, if you haven't seen it, I'm sorry, then you probably want to catch up before you get to this. So they went on this date and everybody was all in the same place together. So I want to talk about that, but I kind of want to get into the couples first or what have you. So this young man and baby girl, the young lady that's, could be a candidate for him to date, leave out hand in hand. And this boy gonna say, I wasn't holding her hand, she was holding mine. He gonna place his hand like this, child. Like, okay, but y'all were still, like, either way, like, you in a relationship 15 years, like, he should have established those boundaries. Say, as much as I would like to, I'm not going to do that, because definitely in front of my girlfriend, this is gonna look all type of kind of ways. And it just didn't look right. It didn't look right. I'm trying to think what else that happened with them. Clearly, episode 4 is going to be the one where the tea really gets hot. So I'll be back probably next week with another video. I'm going to try to stay consistent, you guys. Y'all know me, this consistency thing. Speaking of, I was supposed to do a Married at First Sight review, but I accidentally deleted the video on my phone and me on my iPad, and then it deleted from my phone on my phone on my iPad. So I'm like, either way, y'all, I'm using Apple products, and you know, if everything Apple's like everything's connected. So happily, I deleted it, and I deleted 2 videos, and I was so kind of like over it. I was like, ugh. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna move on to the next couple. LaRonda and Jay, they got up here, but the young man name is Sean. I don't know why they have Jay up here, but we're gonna go with LaRonda and Sean. So LaRonda, you know, like, she's such a gorgeous woman. Like, how can I say this? Like, she just seems like she has it all going on. You know, she checks all the boxes or what have you. And I think they've been together 2 or 3 years. I don't think it's been that long. Them, and I might be getting them mixed up with the other couple, but they haven't been together too long either. So, yeah, I'm a little warm, so don't pay me no mind. But anyway, so, you know, they trying to get to the next place as well. And Sean personally feels like he's in the entertainment industry. He's a comedian, I believe. And he personally felt like, you know, he's not in a place to kind of just be wanting to take that step in marriage and start a family, because the fact that he doesn't have, you know, the stability of doing that. Now, on the flip side, I can understand that, because a lot of times, you know, we can sit here and act like it doesn't, but it does. Finances does play a strong, you know, value into relationships a lot of times. And by being that he's able to commit and say that, it does mean a lot. But we're gonna get to him. We're gonna get to baby boy, because y'all, everybody has an opinion, and I'm trying to stay as transparent as possible, because clearly I'm a part of the LGBT community, so it's easier for me to kind of say certain things, because I've kind of I'm walking that life. I've walked that life. I've been in that life. All those things. Y'all know what I'm saying. So anyway, okay, Sean, how can I say that? Very handsome young man. He's handsome. You know, he got all the muscles, the physique, all that, whatever. But something gives me cis vibes, and I don't really know what other way to say this, and I'm sure it's not the first time he's ever heard this, but I'm telling you, something gives me cis vibes about him or whatever, and I don't know. And it's like, with LaRonda, this just me just hypothesizing, allegedly, because you know, whatever. And so I personally feel like Sean probably used to be, you know, part of the lifestyle, probably used to be bisexual, whatever. And, you know, he met LaRonda, explained those things to her, and, you know, they've been working on trying to have a relationship. And so happily, you know, she probably was like, oh, well, as long as it doesn't happen again or anymore, woo, then, you know, we probably can make this work. This young man, child. Okay. So, of course, everybody's going on their dates, things like that, or what have you. So, he went on his first date. The young lady, she was, you know, a nice looking young lady or whatever, but there was no real spark, so it wasn't really much to talk about or say. Now, baby girl went on her date with the young man. This episode 2. This is her first time going on a date experience. So, Sean could not handle LaRonda going on this date, honey. He was panicking. He was doing push-ups. He was doing acrobatics. He was jumping from the ceiling. He was swinging from the chandeliers. He was doing a lot of things. And I'm like, it was the whole, like, breaking down and crying thing for me. Like a lot of us, we like a sensitive man, you know. Like, we want him to, you know, not be a brick wall and not have no, you know, emotions or whatever. We don't want that. But I just felt like Buddy was just like, doing the most, because it's like, what is really going on here? What's really taking you to this place? Because it's not the fact that she's going on a date, or, I don't know. I just feel like, how can I say this? I feel like if your relationship is strong, and I know this sounds very like nonchalant, but I feel like nobody can take anybody from you unless that person wants them to be taking from you. Like that, if you want to be taken from that person, whatever. Like, that's the only way I feel like stuff like that can happen, or else you're gonna stay in a relationship. It's just that simple. Um, he called his homie. He was crying on the phone. He went in the bathroom. He threw up. I was just like, and he was, when they had the little moment when they was met back up with Dr. Nicole, he was like, oh, I don't want to turn into my father, because my father this, that, and the third. And I understand all that, but I was just, it was a lot. It was a lot to unpack. As the season goes, I would love for Buddy to just have a revelation and just tell us the tea, but that's none of our business, because it's not necessarily about his sexuality per se. But I just know, everybody got some skeletons in their closet, and I just feel like that young man got some, y'all. He has them. Anyway, next couple. Yeah. I really want to just talk specifically about that, but I don't want to be biased. I want to keep the show rolling. Jessica and Eric. So, Jessica, she's like an Instagram baddie. Like, she just gives you all, boom, boom, boom. Like, she just looks like, bang, bang, pow, shawow, bow, bow. All those good things. The Eric's, I think he was a ex-football player or something like that. They've been together, I think, just around the same time. 3 years. Only thing I can say about Eric is I just want him to go bald or get a real low fade, only because his lining, his head, whatever, is just all jacked up. And I'm thinking maybe he used to be bald for so long, and then he been trying to let his hair grow, whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, they seem like a sweet couple. I could tell that their relationship is very highly sex driven, because it just doesn't seem like they have any real issues besides trust, which a lot of relationships have that. So yeah, I feel like they haven't reached that place where they feel like honestly, I don't think it's by the end of this experience they're going to be married. Baby girl might get a long extended proposal, if anything, just because a man would rather have a ring on your finger just to claim you, or property, or what have you, versus really stating claim to wanting to be husband and wife. So I don't know. I'm gonna leave it there with them, just because no, I'm not, because they went on the date. Well, last episode 3, everybody went on this group date shebang or whatever, right? So everybody went on this group date shebang, what have you, right? So boom, I was at the same place, so everybody was kind of seeing each other with the other person that they're supposed to be dating and the person in a relationship with, right? I know it's a lot. Dr. Nicole, it was a lot, sis. So anyway, they were doing that. Oh, excuse me. And baby boy, he was like, oh, I had the best conversation with her ever, and Jessica was looking like, wait a minute, like, how long we been together? We never had no deep, meaningful conversation. He was like, nah, we just really connected on a different level or whatever. And she kind of, stated that she was like, well, I only had that to go off of because she wasn't, the bee's knees. If she was the bee's knees, then y'all probably wouldn't have had just a deep conversation. You probably would have been wanting more. And he admitted that it wasn't no attraction really there, but the verbal communication part was good. So yeah, that was pretty much it. Sean has some control issues for LaRonda. He likes playing that mind game or whatever. Like she was saying, like she shouldn't have to feel like she should have to be concerned about his feelings when she's trying to see where this relationship is going, seeing what they're doing, seeing how they're going to grow in progress. She shouldn't have to be concerned about that. So I was glad that she said that. Alexia, she's a triple OG, first and foremost. Like, she's the ultimate baddie, honey, because she got it everything. I mean, you can tell she's a very strong woman and she's been through a lot of things. And she don't need to be putting herself through that, but she wants to because she really loves this man. Darian, you can tell he love Alexia, but I don't know, it's like he's getting misty-eyed by, having this new lady in front of him. So, y'all. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna hold you. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I gotta do another review on Ready to Love, which I love, and there's so much I want to say about Ready to Love. So stay tuned for that. That should be posted either before or after this video. Y'all know what to do. Until next time, thank you. Bye, y'all.